Hey everyone, this is Evan with IQ Contractor. Today we're going to be going over home service business growth and what that looks like in 2024, and really the only three things that you need to be aware of and three things that need to happen for your business to grow. So like I mentioned, there's three steps in this path to grow your business and make more money. You've got increasing your visibility, increasing lead attraction. I like to use lead attraction instead of the term lead generation because lead generation can be a little bit vague. I think lead generation as a term can involve a lot of low quality, low intent leads that you're maybe getting from paid shared lead platforms like HomeAdvisor, Angie's, or you're just running a list of pulling emails and phone numbers, contact information from people within an area that aren't necessarily familiar with you as a business and they're not intentionally seeking your services. That's why I like to go with lead attraction. Lead attraction means that these people are specifically choosing you out of a list of other people in your area to go ahead and reach out and potentially do business with. So I like lead attraction more than lead generation. Then the third step is to just increase your customer conversion. This is at the end, they've already contacted you. You need to go ahead and turn them into money for your business. So if any part of this path breaks down, the entire path breaks down, right? Where the end goal, the destination is more money. If you aren't increasing your visibility, you're not going to make more money. If you're not increasing your lead attraction, you're not going to make more money. And if you're not increasing your customer conversion, you're not going to make more money. So increased visibility. This is shots on goal. This is simply being in front of more people. No one can become a customer if they do not know you exist, right? There's no chance that they are going to give you money if they don't even know that you're an option to give money to. There are both free and paid ways to increase your visibility, and we'll go over both of those in these slides. The free versions, that's going to be your Google Maps ranking. I know this is a buzzword, point of contention, a lot of people talking about this all the time, but the only things that affect your Google Maps ranking are all free in nature. This includes your location and proximity. How close are you to that person making that search, or how close are you to the destination that they're searching for? So if someone said roofer near me, how close are you to them at that current exact time that they make that search? Or if they said roofer Atlanta, Georgia, how close are you to Atlanta, Georgia? Google Business Profile Optimization. There are tons of features within Google Business Profile, a lot of features and services that Google wants you to use, and if you use them, they promote you more. But at the end of the day, most of it's going to come down to your reviews and your location and proximity. So step number one, be in the physical city that you want to be showing for. And then step number two, have some of, if not the most reviews in your area. You do not have to have the most reviews in your area to show up number one on Google Maps. But you definitely need to be up there in terms of competing with the big ones in your area. The paid ways to increase your visibility, that's going to be your traditional Google ads. I think local service ads at this point in time are so much better than regular Google pay-per-click ads. You can think of the legacy Google ads. Local service ads bring in a much higher intent, much higher quality lead than Google ads at this point. It's less likely that a homeowner clicks on a Google pay-per-click ad than they do a Google local service ad. So for that reason, I like to say that those are a lot better. And then second in that list would be Facebook and Instagram ads, all run through your Meta Ads Manager. So those are really the two paid sections. And then social media, you could pay somebody to do your social media for you, but it doesn't really work as well as ads. So step number two on this journey in growing your business and making more money is increasing lead attraction, like we talked about earlier. I define lead attraction as the process of strategically drawing in homeowners who are actively looking for your services and convincing them to contact you instead of your competitors. So you're now in front of more potential customers. We've increased visibility in part one, right? And again, part one has to be done before we even move here. What makes them consider you and contact you? If they're going to pick up the phone and call you, what makes them do so? So things that make people pick up that phone, having the most reviews catches the most attention. Always has been, always will be, no matter what it is you're looking for. If you're looking for a restaurant, if you're looking for a haircut, or if you're looking for a home service business, having the most reviews always catches the most attention. If you don't have the most reviews and it's not feasible for you to get there quickly, you need to have a competitive advantage, something that you're doing that nobody else in your area is. And you need to make sure that that's part of your brand, your branding as such, right? You're coming across as the highest quality option in the area if you want to make sure people know you provide the highest quality. You could even say that you want to make sure you want to brand as the cheapest option. If you really want to make sure that you beat every single quote, every single estimate out there, then your entire brand has to be around that. I wouldn't suggest going that way, by the way. I think if you brand on being a higher quality option, you will see more success. Website quality. How nice is your website? They came to your website and they thought, whoa, this must have been expensive, or they've really taken the time to make sure that this looks good and appealing to me as a searcher. So I might go ahead and give these guys a call. And then your photos. How good does your work look? How happy do the people that you're working with seem in these photos? And then kind of in line with competitive advantage, having an irresistible offer always helps. Maybe you offer the longest workmanship warranty within your area. Something along those lines that would, again, make you seem like something different, just something that makes you stand out as offering something that nobody else is within your area. And then financing options, that's going to be dependent on how much it is that you charge per service, what your average revenue per job is, and how much you're asking that homeowner to put forth. Having some really strong financing options can definitely put you over the edge and make them choose you over others in your area. The third and final step in this journey to increasing your business and increasing the amount of money that you're bringing in is going to be increasing your customer conversion. This process starts after they make the decision to reach out and before you first talk with them. I think a lot of business owners think that this process starts after they've gone out, given an estimate, done an inspection, whatever. But this process of people deciding if they want to convert absolutely starts the minute that they decide to give you their information, whether that's through a contact form on your website or if they pick up the phone and call your front office. This is where increasing customer conversion tactics need to start. So you're now in front of more potential customers. You've made them decide to contact you and you specifically. What makes them pick you to do their project when it's said and done and hand you money, right? This is where you make money. And it's what obviously grows your business. The number of leads that you generate means nothing if they do not get here. Again, this is why I don't like using that phrase lead generation, because you can have all the leads in the world, but if you're not converting them into customers, it means nothing to you and your business. So what are some of the tactics to increase your customer conversion? How are your calls answered? Are they always answered? I can't tell you how many times I've worked with business owners who didn't even know that their call answering service or the person that they hired to answer calls at the front desk was missing a bunch of calls and never returning them, right? It is crucial that that first call is always answered no matter what. Yes, it might be a spam call, but if that's an actual person looking for a contractor to do their job, they're just going to move on to the next person if that phone call wasn't answered. Do you have effective follow-up? Initial contact, right? After that contact, are you sending them appointment reminders? Appointment reminders here, right? Are you sending them a little bit more information about your company and what it is that you do differently and why you are a better option, right? The sales process has started after they gave you their information. Do you have estimate and quote approval reminders going out? Estimate and quote approval reminders, right? Of all of the quotes and estimates that you give out, how many of them go unanswered, they ghost you, you never hear from them again? It's less likely that they decided that they didn't like you anymore and that they didn't like the price that you gave them. It's more likely that they got caught up with other stuff. They had a couple different offers out there from different contractors and someone else beat you to following up, right? So you need to make sure you're constantly going through all of the estimates and quotes that you've given out that you haven't had a signed contract for. These are your hottest leads. They need to be touched. They need to be talked to constantly. Invoice reminders, right? If you've completed a job and now you need payment, obviously this should be one of the more urgent things for you because you've already spent money on the time, the labor, and the materials. Make sure that you get those payments in. The professionalism of the staff, right? That can completely influence the customer conversion. If somebody was having a bad day and they're the one that went and did the inspection, they're the one that gave out the quote, that homeowner's probably not going to want to work with you just because of that interaction, right? So that's going to take a good amount of training. And then testimonials, reviews, Any testimonials you can give them, provide them. Maybe you have some videos that you've recorded talking to some homeowners that you've worked with in the past, or if you just direct them to your Google reviews, again, to remind them that you do some really quality work. These all influence customer conversion. On to the topic of being inside your CRM, or reaching out and following up with people that have already interacted with your business and given you their information. 30% of the stalled leads that my clients have had in their systems turned into paying customers when properly nurtured and followed up with, right? When you're sending out those appointment reminders, when you're sending out those estimates and those quote approval reminders, 30% of all of those just sitting in there stagnant turned into booked jobs and revenue for my clients. So this stuff works. I'm not making this up. This is the best way to grow your business. So a realistic example of everything that we've talked about, right? Let's say for you, you have a $750 average revenue per job. And even if that's too expensive or too low for what you do, this example still will make sense. Let's say you have 100 leads coming in currently with a 20% conversion rate. So for every 100 leads that come in, 20 of them are being converted into a job and into payment and money revenue for your business. Let's say we increased your lead attraction. Again, lead attraction, you can think of it the same as lead generation. I don't like saying lead generation. We got a 30% increase in total leads and a 30% increase in your customer conversion. So we're taking 20% up to 50%. So of all the people that contacted and reached out, 50% of them turned into revenue for the business. So currently, 100 leads, 20% conversion rate, 20 leads converted. At $750 average revenue per job, you're looking at $15,000 of revenue. After the optimizations take place, everything that we've talked about in here, 130 leads are now being brought in, 30% increase from 100. You're at a 50% conversion rate. That brings in 65 total converted leads into paying customers at your $750 average revenue per job. That is $48,750. The difference between these two is absolutely enormous, right? And it was all done without spending more money on ads. All we did was make it more of a compelling offer to do business with you. That's free to do, right? You just need to brainstorm on that, come up with the best idea that works for you, look at your competition, see what they're doing, what you could do better, and then get better working the leads that do come in, right? And making sure that you are following up with them to get an increase of 30% in conversion rate. This is completely attainable when you do things the right way. And again, not spending any more money on ads. Now, obviously, these kind of results can be exponential in nature when you start adding in better paid ads, right? You start running better Google Ads campaigns, better Facebook ad campaigns, and you're also attracting more business and increasing your customer conversion. That's when you really start to see this number go through the roof. But it is completely realistic for you to see gains such as this without spending any more additional money. So as an equation, right, we increase our visibility. That only takes up about 20% of you wanting to make money. You increase your lead conversion, that's about 30%. It is a little bit more important than your visibility, but still not as important as increasing your customer conversion. That's about 50% of the battle, right? You've got, at this point, everybody that's come through has been a very qualified and a warm, a hot lead. It's all about getting them across that finish line and giving you money. The problem that you've probably run into, whether you've known it or not, is that 99% of marketers focus their services up here in increasing visibility without helping you at all in this bottom 80% of increasing your lead conversion and increasing your customer conversion. So you're spending all your money on something that only provides 20% of the benefit for you. And the reasons why most of these marketing companies suck is most of them are one-trick ponies, and they focus on one thing that they do well but produces little to no ROI for you as a business. Or they are a corporation that has stakeholders, right? And they want to hold on to you and squeeze as much money out of you as possible, thereby increasing their customer lifetime value. So when they go to their stakeholders, when they're going to investors, they can say, oh, we're bringing in this amount of money per customer we ever book. And it's not good for you, but it is good for them. They have no incentive to deliver results early and quickly with this model. For either of these options, they really just don't help you in your sales and follow-up process, which, as we looked at, is more important than really anything else. So it's very fair to say that of all the marketers out there, 30% of them have absolutely no clue what they're doing at all. So you can just go ahead and forget about them. 65% of them sort of know what they're doing. The ones that are the one-trick ponies, like, yes, they are technically right on the things that they're doing, but it's not really actually going to help you bring in more return on investment. That's 65% of them. 5% are able to transform your business, truly have the skill sets and the capabilities to transform your business. And only 1% of those can do it all in 12 months or less. That's me. That's where I live on this pyramid of other marketers. I am one of the only ones that fully understand what it takes to grow and scale a home service business and is willing to give you all of the secrets as early and often as possible, right? My whole entire plan is to make it so that you're not being squeezed for money, that your results are seen as fast as possible. Only 1% of marketers are willing to say that and willing to do that. So if you want to learn how I can personally do everything that we talked about in this presentation for you, go ahead and click the link on my website or below this video to schedule a consultation with me on my calendar. In just 30 minutes, I'll be able to put together everything that I would do to increase your visibility, increase your lead attraction, and increase your customer conversion, all done completely for you. This will be actionable information that you can use even if you decide that working together isn't the best option for you. But if you want someone to put all of this into motion and to get you the results that you've always been promised in 12 months or less, again, go ahead, click that button below, schedule a consultation, and I can't wait to learn a little bit more about your business.